Hello dear students, today we are here to start the first chapter of your geography textbook. The name of the chapter is Resources. First, let's begin by understanding what are resources. Everything around us which are useful and satisfy our needs is technologically accessible, economically feasible and culturally acceptable can be termed as resources. Resources have a direct relationship between nature, technology and institutions. Resources have been classified into numerous categories according to their needs and origin. On the basis of origin, resources have been divided into biotic and abiotic. Again, on the basis of exhaustibility, resources have been divided into renewable and non-renewable. And on the basis of ownership, they have been divided into individual, community, national and international. And lastly, resources have been divided on the status of development. Accordingly, they are divided into potential, developed, stock and reserves. Now we will understand these resources in detail. So the biotic resources are obtained from the biosphere and always have a life. For example, we can take they are human beings, flora and fauna, livestock, etc. On the other hand, abiotic resources are those which are composed of non-living things and they can be classified into rocks, minerals, metals, etc. Again, the resources which can be renewed or reproduced by physical, chemical or mechanical processes are known as renewable or replenishable resources. The renewable resources may further be divided into continuous resources or flow resources. Some of the examples of renewable resources are solar, wind energy, water, forests and wildlife, etc. On the other hand, non-renewable resources occur over a large geological time or a long geological time. These resources take millions of years in the formation. Some of the resources like metals are recyclable and some like fossils cannot be recycled and get exhausted with their use. Some of the examples of non-renewable resources may be minerals and fossil fuels. As I have already explained that resources have been divided on the basis of ownership into individual, community, national and international, let us discuss them in detail. Individual resources are owned privately by individuals, like plantations, pasture lands, ponds, water in wells, etc. Community-owned resources are accessible to all the members of the community. For example, grazing grounds, burial grounds, public parks, picnic spots, etc. National resources are owned by a nation or a country. All the minerals, water resources, forests, wildlife, etc. within the political boundaries and oceanic area up to 12 nautical miles, that is 22.2 kilometers from the coast, termed as territorial water, and resources therein being to the nation are termed as national resources. They can be of example like roads, canals, railways, etc. International resources, on the other hand, are regulated by international boundaries as the name suggests. The oceanic resources beyond 200 nautical miles of the exclusive economic zones belong to open oceans and no individual country can utilize this without the concurrence of the international institutions. Now let's understand resources which are based on the status of development. They are potential, developed, stocks and reserves. So there is a basic difference between reserved resources and stocks. We will understand them as we go further in the lesson. So as I already told you all that potential resources are the resources which are found in a region but have not been utilized. Like there can be an example here, Rajasthan and Gujarat have enough potential for the development of wind and solar energy because of its environment. But as far as today, there have been not enough developments in these regions. Developed resources, on the other hand, are resources which are surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. The development of these resources depends only on technology and the level of their feasibility. Now, what are stocks? Materials in the environment which have the potential to satisfy human needs, but human beings do not have enough or appropriate technology to access these are called as stocks. For example, hydrogen can be used as a rich source of energy, but we do not have advanced technology to use it. Similarly, reserves are the subset of the stock which can be put into use with the help of existing technical know-how, but their use has not yet been started. These can be used for meeting future requirements. Some examples of reserves are waters in the dams, forests, etc. are termed as reserves which can be utilized by us in the future.